So, ladies and gentlemen, as roster cuts are starting to take place across the entire league due to cap constraints and other various reasons, the Dallas Cowboys can pounce and actually add a couple guys if they're looking to go on the cheap end, which one of the guys we're talking about today would be a perfect combination of cheap, won't mess up your comp pick formula. You add a receiver, and ultimately you're getting a decent one at that. Not the most talented guy that you could possibly see out there, but still a solid pickup nonetheless. We're talking about Robert Woods, a free agent target that the Cowboys should be taking a look into. With that being said, let's dive straight into it. Now, before we begin, if you can hit the like button, that'd be greatly appreciated. Subscribe if you're new and hit the notification bell as well so you don't miss out on new Cowboys content when it drops. If you want to continue supporting the channel further, think about becoming a member by hitting the card at the top right of the screen, the join button next to the subscribe button, or the pinned comment. There's a link to do so as well. Now, look, I completely understand that we are looking to find receivers, and whether it be one-year deals, multiple-year deals, we need to add someone from the free agency pool before the draft so that we're not scared. This is where we stand right now when it comes to wide receiver. The Dallas Cowboys have CeeDee Lamb. We know we got that guy in CeeDee Lamb. No questions asked. After that, you have a bunch of anomalies and question marks going into the 2023 season. Michael Gallup is a guy where if he's fully healthy and he has no limitations with injury, he is a heck of a number 2 receiver, and we've seen that in years past. The problem is that we have yet to see that come about. Michael Gallup struggled to return from the injury, and that could lead to possibly a situation where if he doesn't perform well, he could be gone in 2023, 2024. Now, the biggest thing is that, well, Noah Brown, he's a free agent. T.Y. Hilton, he's a free agent. You got Simi Fehoko. You got Dennis Houston. So you see what I'm getting at. And yeah, you got Jalen Tolbert, which, by the way, I think Jalen Tolbert will do a little bit better in the West Coast offense and getting rid of the option routes. And realistically, I think that when you look at it, him being a rookie receiver, coming in with the expectations, the post-snap option routes, I mean, of course, that's going to cause some rookies some grief. And I'm going to be honest with you, not everybody is going to step in and be an immediate impact. So we kind of have to be honest with ourselves. But on the strong side of it, when it comes to me being like, you need to go get somebody, this is one of the reasons. We don't know if he's going to take that next step. We don't know if Gallup is going to come back fully healthy and be who he once was. So to ensure we don't get effed over on that, I think you go out and get a Robert Woods. So let's talk about what he brings to the table. He did play all 17 games, and, to be honest with you, you look at the stats and you're like, space, he only has really 500 yards, but you have to understand, he was the leading receiver for that Titans team who really didn't throw the ball a whole lot, and he leaped everybody over by 100 yards. And I can tell if you go look at his Twitter account, he wasn't happy being in Tennessee. So if I'm the Dallas Cowboys, I want you to think about this. You got a guy that's going into his 30s. You can argue wrong side with where he's been and all that other stuff. You got a guy that can come in and be relatively productive in the slot, a little bit on the outside. I think I would akin him to something like a Randall Cobb with what Mike McCarthy's trying to do here. And I would not be afraid of throwing a 1-year deal or 2-year deal at him for an average value of between $3 to $5 million. I think that you really have nothing to lose. You get a guy in Robert Woods who gives you a solid slot guy to operate there. Then you can kind of build off of that. You can go get another guy in free agency if you really want Odell. Or if you're like, I'm not sure about Odell. I mean, again, I think that Robert Woods would be nice for what you're trying to add at a cheaper price. I'm not a fan of going cheap in certain instances, but in this particular case, I think it makes sense. I think the Cowboys should look to get Robert Woods. I would actually buy this. I think you go and get him $3 to $5 million on a 1 to 2 year deal in terms of the APY, by the way, $3 to $5 million, and you just call it a day there. Because then what ends up happening is if you do a 2-year deal and Michael Gallup ends up not really coming into his own, then if you drafted a guy, then you can let Michael Gallup walk and you still have your guys under contract. Then if Tolbert steps up, then boom, you already got some guy in there getting ready to go. So that's where I kind of stand on this, guys. I don't really have to go much further into it. I think Robert Woods would be a productive guy to add to this team. He shores up your wide receiving core a little bit, but that doesn't give you an excuse not to do anything. So with that being said, guys, tell me what you guys think down below. Do you think Robert Woods would be a good addition for the Cowboys, yes or no? And with that, I hope you have a great rest of your day. Space Cowboy Media signing out.